Hi handsome and welcome to my 23rd video. At the same time, welcome to another episode of the IronPan challenge. It's been a while, but we are finally making some progress. No, we are not done with any single meal. But instead, as you may have probably guessed from the title and thumbnail, we are done gathering llama meat. Before we begin, I have a couple of shameless plugs. In case you don't know, I streamed this entire series on twitch.tv, so go watch me there if you are interested in catching me live. Recently, I have also gotten an itch to play Elden Ring again. In the current playthrough that I am streaming right now, my goal is to kill every parryable boss in the game using only parries and riposts. I know that it's not BDO, but it's also something a little different from just regular Elden Ring, and I like doing things that not that many people do. You can see our last achievement in the background footage right now. Don't worry, I will not be making an Elden Ring essay video, unless it's something you might want to see. Secondly, I have a Discord channel. It's still rather small, but if you are interested in joining that, I will be happy to see you there. Shameless plugging is over, onto the llama murder. One thing I misjudged when I made my original table and my original video for how many ingredients we are going to need is that I put in the wrong number of crafts needed to achieve 2 billion meals. Originally, I had put in 800,000 of crafts, which on a regular meal that you can make multiples of is simply too much. The real number is closer to somewhere between 550 and 600,000, but we will have to see exactly how many we will need after we are done. So, how much meat do I have and how long did it take me? Well, gathering was roughly 15,000 llama meat per session without agris and roughly 20,000 with agris. I gathered almost 800,000 meat. Hopefully it will be enough for what we need. Getting that much meat would not be such a big problem had energy not existed. Since energy does exist, we have an issue. This issue will persist for basically the entire challenge, and that is that I can only gather for so long before my energy runs out. So we will need to find other ways to fill up the time during which we are not gathering. Thankfully, now that we have basically finished with one ingredient, that means that we can start cooking in the meantime. However, llama meat is not the only thing that we need a lot of right now. The other thing that is specific to this part of making the dragon meal is that we need hot peppers. Thankfully, there is a way to get more that doesn't require us to just wait for farm crops to grow. All we need to do is cook certain recipes that have a chance to give us the bonus quest, cooking for Hydaellian soldiers, which by the way is most of the recipes in the game. The quest requires us to cook 100 pickled vegetables and give them to Liana, who then rewards us with either some milk, eggs, or a high quality farm crop of our choosing. We will make use of this bonus quest for the remainder of this challenge, since it is the only way we will be able to get those large quantities of different products. So, let's say you are as crazy as I am, or you are just in general wondering how good this might be in terms of money per hour. I have already shown you the hunting llama spots in my previous video and even in the last episode of the IronPan challenge, but in case you need to know where it's located, it is right next to the Dorman lumber camp. Sadly, I did not track the hours I spent hunting there, so I don't have any concrete data, but expect around 500 to 600 million per hour hunting there at around 1700 mastery. This spot can become close to 1 billion per hour, but it would require you kidnapping someone and forcing them to kill the llamas for you while you just gather them, like I did with one of my handsome viewers. Gathering llama meat is slightly better off. At my roughly 18 to 1900 mastery, I was able to make upwards of 750 million per hour without agris and around 850 million per hour with agris. Keep in mind that butchering has the highest yield of black gem fragments, which you can make into concentrated black gems, which according to BDolytics is a 1.2 to 1.3 billion per hour ordeal. This means that I am not including tax on the fragments and the sharp crystal shards. I probably shouldn't be including tax on the meat either, because I will be using it anyway, so let me know in the comments if or how I should track the hours. Again, I am very bad at actually tracking my gathering hours, so my apologies there. If you want to gather a llama meat yourself, they are located near Duvenkroon. This rotation has one large flaw, however, and that is that if you are too fast with it, or if you don't get enough minigames to slow you down, you will outpace the respawn timer of the llamas. There are two more things I want to discuss in this episode. First, are these actually llamas that we are killing? I'm not sure. I have been told they look more like alpacas. From pictures of llamas and alpacas, they really do look closer to alpacas, so I don't know. Feel free to debate that in the comments. The second part I want to discuss is a little bit more serious. When I was doing the numbers for the challenge again, I realized that we will have a giant problem down the line. The problem is called cooking honey. In order to complete the challenge, I will need to get around 3.5 million of it. Remember that we are not using the central market. There are 2 worker nodes that can get us the honey. But even with the best possible workers that we can get for the spot, keeping my game always online, I would still only get around 2000 honey per day. So to get my 3.5 million, I would need to wait around 1750 days, which is almost 5 years. Now, there are 2 ways of getting honey outside of just waiting for workers, but both of them honestly really suck. The first one is getting a matchlock and shooting beehives, each of which drop 1 to 3 wild beehive, which you then process and get cooking honey that way. I honestly can't even last a full hour of doing this activity, so I have no idea how much honey this would even give me, other than that I know that it would not be a lot. Maybe around 500 if I had to guess. It would definitely not be a 4-digit number. But if any of you watching this have either done it or would like to try it and tell me, I will deeply appreciate it. The other option is to grind pumpkin ghosts and parasitic bees at Alejandro farm. You can exchange 6 of their trash loot for 1 cooking honey. Here the problem is similar. Not every bee or ghost is guaranteed to drop the loot, and even if they do, it's 1 or 2 per mob, leading to a similarly low amount of honey. And this is coupled with the fact that it's a level 16 mob, so there is a lower drop rate in general. Now, I don't know how long it will take me to get these meals and to prepare everything other than the thing that need honey, but I fear that it won't be long enough for all the honey to be gathered by workers. Save for events or me figuring out a way to obtain these items that I haven't figured out already, I might be forced to use the central market, although I really don't want to, so tell me if you have any ideas how to get this. But enough fear mongering, I am sure it will be fine. That being said, this is all I have for you today, handsome. I hope you liked the video. Next episode is most likely going to be on marmot meat. This one will also take me some time, so be patient with me, please. In the meantime, I got a special video for you cooking somewhere else, pun intended, so stay tuned for that one. Last reminder that I stream on Twitch and that I have a Discord channel. Remember to like and subscribe and enjoy your grind.